Finally, after what seems like an entire millennium, we're getting some official details on Pokemon Go. Earlier this week, a video leaked footage of Pokemon Go, which I'll link down below if that's still up, but more importantly, Niantic recently released some official screenshots for the mobile game, as well as some interesting extra details. First, they released the following two screenshots that depict the game map. The one on your left is a zoomed out view, while the one on your right is a zoomed in view with a Squirtle that just appeared. Next up, we've got a Pokemon encounter screenshot, and let me tell you guys that what we know so far of Pokemon encounters worries me just a little bit. Okay, so the big thing here, which is not evident in this screenshot, but was evident in the leaked footage, is that you can't actually battle wild Pokemon, you only throw Pokeballs at them, which in my eyes is a little bit weird. Another thing that worries me, and this is also only visible in the leaked footage, is that there seems to be some sort of in-game currency called crystals. Now, if crystals are only available via in-app purchases and are also necessary to really have fun with the game, then I'm also pretty worried about that. My biggest fear for Pokemon Go is that despite being a free game, they're going to charge a ton of money for basically essential in-app purchases, which would turn a lot of people off from the game, myself included. But anyways, I think that's enough talk about my worries for the game, so let's go ahead and move on to the wild Pokemon. One thing mentioned in this first look, which is something we already know, is that certain wild Pokemon will only appear in their native environment. Water Pokemon, for instance, can only appear near lakes and oceans. Desert Pokemon will only appear near desert-like areas, and so on. The next thing I want to address is supposedly your trainer, your in-game trainer, is going to have a level. As you level up as a trainer, you're going to be able to catch more powerful Pokemon, as well as have access to better items like Great Balls and Ultra Balls. Moreover, the way your trainer levels up is by encountering new Pokemon and exploring. Next, and this is probably the weirdest thing of all and ties into the trainer level up system, supposedly the way you evolve your Pokemon is by catching multiple Pokemon of the same species. So, for instance, if you catch a ton of Squirtles, eventually you'll get the opportunity to evolve it into a Blastoise. And the way this was worded in the first look very much hinted that this is the only way to evolve Pokemon. That is, Pokemon don't evolve via level up, instead they evolve by catching a ton of the same species, and then you can evolve it. Okay, so this is my worry here, guys. We already know that trainers are going to be able to level up, but absolutely nothing is said about the actual Pokemon leveling up. Also, like I said, the manner in which you evolve your Pokemon is not via level up, which leads me to believe that Pokemon won't actually have a level at all. For you as a trainer to have a level, but not your Pokemon, is something I'm not too big on, and is another thing that's really worrying me. To keep this from becoming a rant video though, let's go ahead and talk about something positive, and that is the interesting topic of eggs. Supposedly in Pokemon Go, you'll be able to acquire eggs, and you've got to walk around in order to hatch them. This is one feature I'm actually pretty positive on, and I've got a good amount of faith that it's going to work out. Moreover, supposedly there's going to be areas called Pokestops at interesting places such as public art installations, museums, monuments, etc. And it's at these Pokestops that you're going to be able to purchase special items and acquire eggs. Finally, Niantic finishes the first look by discussing gyms. So supposedly at a certain point in the game, you'll have the option to join one of 3 different teams. Once you join a team, you'll be able to assign Pokemon you've caught to empty gym locations associated with your team. Now, gyms can be found at real locations in the world, and from what I can deduce, the way this is going to work is you're going to try and defend a certain number of gyms that your team is associated with, as well as attack and try to capture gyms from other teams. I hate to continue the negativity here, but I also find this to be a bit of a strange approach, so I guess I'm a bit worried about this one as well. At the same time though, the game hasn't actually come out yet, so for all I know this could end up working out and my worries are all for nothing. Anyways, that pretty much does it for the first look. I'll leave a link down below to the full article and expect a detailed analysis and complete thoughts on the news coming sometime soon. Otherwise, be sure to drop me a like down below, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for more Pokemon content in the future, and enjoy the rest of your day.